Hey there, as Q3 comes to an end, Marcus and I wanted to come on and just share some updates regarding what has changed over the past couple of months. We have been off video for a while, but we're back. And so Marcus is going to start with some updates regarding PPP loans and forgiveness first off.
Yeah, well, thanks, Rachel. We haven't pushed out a PPP webinar or video in a while, and I know everyone on that side of the camera is like, "What? Where is all this great information?" So, just wanted to kind of update you on what we see, and also kind of talking to that because we're getting plenty of questions with the closeouts of July financials, August financials. So, just wanted to give you a quick update on PPP. And I'm going to be looking down a little bit at my notes, but wanted to let you know that there was an article this week on the PPP forgiveness that not one loan out of the $525 billion has been forgiven, whether it was successful or denied by the SBA yet. So as of this week, the SBA acknowledged they have received 96,000 forgiveness applications. That's about 2% of the loans, and not one of them yet has been accepted as forgiven or denied as forgiven. So they're just kind of radio silent on that. You do have 5 months. That process of forgiveness should be 5 months from the time you hit the submit button on your bank's forgiveness application portal, let the bank process it, let the SBA process it. That should run 5 months, but it doesn't appear that's going to be the case just because everybody's waiting on additional guidance. So one thing that the main thing is we are all waiting on Washington to kind of break loose and maybe give some additional guidance on that. I think we're hopeful that loans under 150, which account for about 86% of the loans, are going to have some streamlined process, even more so than the EZ form that was released earlier, and that's still available. A few other things that we want to get clarity on are the tax impacts of the forgiveness. Right now, it essentially, you can't claim the expenses that are forgiven, so it does have a tax impact. And then once you are forgiven, in what year does that tax impact occur? And so we just know that a lot of clients will probably not have their decision on forgiveness in 2020. So it will be a 2021 item. Our team on this side will begin working with banks and clients on forgiveness applications kind of in maybe later October, early November, around the election. Maybe something will break through, but we will be looking at those starting with loans above 150. So just kind of giving you that update on PPP. So,
all right. Next updates that we're looking at are going to be EIDL loans and grants that were given.
Yeah. So EIDL, that's the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. So a lot of clients were given the opportunity to take up to $150,000 of those loans, and so the main thing, that program, I believe, is still open. You can still go out and apply, but we want to make sure that once you do take that money, that you're very familiar with the terms and conditions on those funds. So I know that in the application, SBA, in the legal pieces of it that you should read, it states in there a few things that the SBA could require up to a reviewed financial statement, which is a level of attestation that probably most people don't have or don't need. Also, the fact that you can't really do any other lending, any other refis until that SBA loan is paid off, the 150. And then also that you're really not supposed to be taking any profit distributions. So for a lot of our clients who are S corporations or partners, that's a really big deal. So we just want you to go into those loans fully educated. And we know that just due to the volume of loans out there, it's going to be very hard for the SBA to regulate those terms and conditions, but they are in that loan document. So before you sign it and accept it, just wanted to let you know what you're working with. The clients that we do see those on their books, trying to give you some advice like, hey, this is, just make sure that you are familiar with those because you shouldn't be taking distributions anymore. We're not trying to be the bad guy or just want to make sure that you know what you agreed to when you took that money. So.
All right. And then in addition to those two programs, there were some local monies that we saw distributed. So I'll talk a little bit about.
Yeah. So we saw some local grants, Fort Bend County, Harris County. There were ways to apply for that. We had some clients that received those monies. That's taxable income. So just FYI, when you see that on your financials, kind of at the bottom as other income, that's going to be taxable to you. And the other money that came through was HHS money, to where some of our medical dental clients did receive funds or an advance. And right now we're also treating that as other income, taxable, just to be prepared. And so I think that's the main thing, is the funds that you're receiving. It could be free money, but there could be tax implications. So just something we always want to be the most conservative on, unless there is some other guidance that we're able to follow.
So right now we're kind of waiting, or in a holding pattern, really, on PPP forgiveness. And so for Q4, what should people be looking at, thinking about, actions that they should be taking?
Yeah, it's crazy to think Q4 starts in 2 days, which, 2020 is almost over. So 75% of the way through, if that's how you want to look at it. What we're seeing for most clients as we close out August and go into September, and we'll close out Q3, most are having the best quarter of their business ever, because of just the timing, the rebound. So Q3 is going to be this great quarter to offset what Q2 wasn't. And so going into things that are going to normalize over even the next few weeks or the next few months, and then leading into the holidays, there are opportunities to take advantage of, where you have this potential tax increase depending on who wins the election. Taxes will probably have to go up to pay for all the stimulus and grants that have been given out over the last few months. So just being very smart with what your opportunities are. As we close out monthly financials, and then also the quarterly financials with the quarterly performance reports, we're having those discussions with clients just to make sure that they feel fully educated and confident in their decisions around paying out bonuses, equipment purchases, things like that. And taking advantage of the tax law that we know is in place today. I wish that I had a crystal ball to project who will win the election and how to set that up. And we've gotten so many questions from clients who have been like, okay, if so-and-so wins the election, how can we plan and maneuver? We have some tax attorneys and financial advisors that we could probably visit with you if you really want to do some pre-planning, but all that may come down to sunk expense as far as that advice is concerned if the election doesn't go that way. So we want you to be fully educated, fully prepared for either way, and just make really good, smart decisions that are aligned with your long-term goals. And that's tax planning. I mean, that's what we do and why we do it. So, cool. You want to talk about, so that's kind of the client side. You want to talk about Dillon CPAs real quick and kind of share with folks what's been going on as far as our team and how we're working?
Yeah, of course. So Marcus and I are super proud of our team and the environment and the culture that we have created together with them. And so love to share about our team. Right now, March really opened our eyes to all possibilities as far as working. And our team is awesome. I know that you guys know that if you've encountered any of them. And so they are working well remotely. So I would say our office is really about 95% remote working. And that means that you can get in contact with us still the same ways that you always have. So via all of our platforms, Liscio, email, phone calls, and then even more so regularly. We probably see our clients more now than we did before through video conferencing. Always an option to, have access to our team. And then as far as our team and staying connected, we're still staying connected even though we're working from different physical locations. We meet once a week as far as a team planning and strategizing and get together. And then about once a week socially as well, either through team breakfast or lunches just to kind of have that face-to-face time that we don't have, no water cooler chats anymore. Those happen electronically through instant messaging. So anyway, yeah, that's a little bit about how we're still continuing to work. We still have all mail and secure drop-offs at the office. And so we have team members that collect that and get that information disseminated where it needs to go.
Yeah, no, if anything, 2020 has just opened our eyes to what is possible and the opportunities that exist where I thought we were going probably 5 years from now. It's just accelerated that plan, which just opens up so many more opportunities for us and our team and our clients and just how we stay connected. So I know a big part of that, our team has remained effective and efficient. We're doing kind of client check-ins just to make sure that folks are still being served. We see it from one side, but we want to make sure that the level of service that we've all agreed to is still being met. So thank you for those of you that have reached out and responded to Rachel here recently about just how you feel it's going, level of service, things like that. We're always seeking that input. And the other cool thing is, with where 2020 has kind of taken us, it's allowed us to really dream and reshape some of the vision and mission of Dillon CPAs. So I know that some of our team is working through that right now, which it's always good to revisit that, especially, when things change. And the team with who we've cultivated and are caring for, really, I can't be more excited about the future of Dillon CPAs. And so we're using Q4 as kind of a jumpstart for 2021. And I'm getting really excited. We've got a firm retreat in October where we're pulling everybody in, whether they're still in their yoga pants or shorts or whatever, pulling them in office to kind of just be together for a couple of days and do some training and do some visioning and some good old, just get together time. And I'm kind of excited about that, almost like, you get excited before a big trip or something. And so I'm really looking forward to having everybody in the same space.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, speaking of space, so Dillon CPAs will still retain our Katy office. The conference rooms and the offices, we still have team members cycling through, doing the mail and the drop box, like Rachel said. I actually get up there most days between swim practices for our daughters, and we still will retain the office space for the long term. What that looks like as far as being a little bit different, we probably will take down a little less of our own space, and but still have full access to the conference rooms if you ever need somewhere, or even if you need an office yourself. Happy to have that conversation, but Katy is home and that office is home. So even though we may not be there every minute of every day, we're still working on your behalf, still trying to serve you as best as we can. So anything else that you want to touch on? Okay.
I think that's it.
And today we just wanted to send out a super short video just to kind of let you know with where we're at. We're getting a lot of these questions in from our all-inclusive clients. So just wanted to send this out overall about PPP, EIDL, if you care about DCPA and, our team, what we've been doing. But we appreciate all of you, and it won't be so long until you get another video or webinar update. All right, guys, take care. And it was great to see you virtually.